First of all, I just want to say that this video is in no way crucial for you to follow the rest of the course, but if you're genuinely interested in typography, knowing a little bit of a backstory can be eye-opening and very useful. Since this is more of a practical course, I tried to sum up the last 3000 plus years of typography in a truly short video. I hope you'll find this brief overview informative. Finally, if this video sparks your interest, you can use the points mentioned to dive deeper into the topic at your own pace. For thousands of years, early humans communicated purely with sound. However, sound is temporary. Verbal language is limited, it is gone as soon as it's spoken and heard. The earliest attempt to record stories and ideas were through cave drawings. These drawings and pictograms were simple representations of people, places, and things. Writing is one of the most fundamental forms of communication, and it traces its roots back to pictograms and hieroglyphs used by ancient civilizations of the world to represent ideas. These images soon evolved into alphabets and phonographic writing, which led to the development of various type systems. Sumerian script and the Egyptian hieroglyphs were systems in which each symbol represents either a word or a portion of the word. The concept is similar to those of Chinese characters. Society was separated into two groups, those who understood the written systems and those who could not. The spoken and written language was very different from each other. As society became more complex, the existing writing systems did not meet the increasing needs. This need led to the development of letter symbols that, when put together, represented a spoken word. Proto-Sinaitic script is considered the earliest trace of alphabetic writing and the common ancestor of both ancient South Arabian script and the Phoenician alphabet. Phoenicians are credited with creating the very first alphabet 3000 years ago. This revolutionary change meant that there was only a small set of symbols that represented sound values. The same alphabet was used by the Greeks and updated by the Romans. Nearly every phonetic writing system descends from it. With time, Greek added vowels and started naming the symbols. Romans added even more letters, bringing the writing system even closer to our modern-day alphabet. Romans refined the art of handwriting. They also introduced different scripts, those for formal and informal writing. In the Roman Empire, the text on stone plinths and columns was painted on by a sign writer and then chiseled out by a stonemason. This resulted in serifs, the bits that stick out of the edges of letters, that formed from the use of those chisels. Analyze the example images a bit, and you can see the traces of the styles of letters in a lot of typefaces today. The Middle Ages were all about handwritten and well-illustrated manuscripts. It led to the evolution of a wide range of writing styles. When all text had to be copied out by hand, it took months for a single copy of a book to be made. And it was so expensive that only royalty and the church could afford it. Tremendous contribution to the art of writing was done by the Chinese and other Asian cultures. Their mastery of calligraphy has been a continuous source of beauty, poetic elegance, and inspiration to all of those who are in contact with them. In China, woodblock printed characters on paper first appeared around 2700 years ago. In Chinese and Korean texts, several thousand different characters were needed, compared to 26 letters in the English alphabet. However, by the year 1234, the movable type was being used to print ritual books in China. On the other hand, as we all learned in history class, the development of movable type and the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in the 15th century was a turning point for the modern world. Both practical and decorative types started appearing during this time. The use of movable type and reusable type made standardization of typefaces essential. By the Industrial Revolution, typography was all about communicating with the masses through signs, posters, newspapers, and advertisements. Typefaces became larger, catchier, and bolder, but also more experimental. As printing spread, so did the desire for different type styles. During the last few centuries, numerous notable movements and styles appeared. Themes and styles from the art world would get spilled over into typography. Art Deco, Brutalism, Modernism, Bauhaus, Futurism, and many other movements and styles helped shape typography into what it is today. In the late 70s, there was a major shift in how types and fonts were created. Typography moved into the digital age. The 80s and 90s of the last century were all about digital design and typefaces. Everything from bitmap fonts represented by pixels to outline fonts and open time formats that include ligatures and stylistic alternatives became a reality in this period. The most recent development in typography includes the creation of variable fonts. Those use a single typeface as a template, and the computer manipulates them into different font cases, which is something that's now possible because of the computing power of our everyday devices. And that's it. You now have a solid understanding of how we got to this point in time when it comes to typography. Thank you for following along.